if you listen closely,
Yeah.
you can hear Tim Geddes putting his hand to his face. When he looks through Slack, he looks through the planning documents, and he sees that the original plan for the Kind of Funny podcast of me interviewing a chef I really like has fallen through.
Mm-hmm.
And so today, without Tim, Greg and Nick are doing a one-on-one Kind of Funny podcast on the 11th of September. I'm sure he's just thrilled at all the shenanigans we're going to get up to.
You can just hear the spirit of Tim Geddes going,
He's like already writing the apology. He doesn't know who he's apologizing to, but he wrote the apology.
He's got Reddit open. He's got Facebook open. He's got all of them open. Twitter open. Blue Sky open. He doesn't know what he's going to do.
Oh, my God, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing well, Greg. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of the podcast.
I heard you were bummed out when you weren't going to be a part of it because, of course, we had planned it while you were gone.
Yes. No, I wasn't bummed at all. I just had stuff I'm doing today off camera, and I was like, hey, I'll just, if Greg needs me, if you wanted a third. Because interviews are fun, but sometimes it's nice to have me as a buffer in there. A little commentary here and there, have some fun. But I was looking forward to hearing what the chef had to say, so I'm bummed he had to bounce on you. But
no, it's okay. You get sick, you get sick. It's no big deal.
That's what happens.
Go roll the punches. Now, why did you laugh at me when you saw me crouched in front of the freezer filling my coffee cup with ice? Why is that a funny sight to you?
It's just you're a man of many appetites. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's unfair to say.
I enjoy many things.
I've seen you take down 30, 40 chicken wings.
Yeah.
You eat fairly healthfully. You eat pretty healthy.
Thank you.
But you do extremes sometimes. And so for a person like myself who gets a Trenta iced coffee, you taking out this tiny little cup and saucer. Can we show this to the audience?
They know it well. This is, of course, Brewster's Animal Crossing one, the Roost.
Yeah, and putting in what I would say, and I don't mean this as a pejorative, but I kind of do mean it as a pejorative, a European amount of ice in this coffee cup. I.e., when I asked for iced coffee in Spain, they were like, sure, and they put one thing of ice in there. I was like, no, I need it to be filled with ice.
What we're doing here.
I'm an American. Yeah. Okay. Our larges would be outrageous to other countries. Like I ordered a venti iced coffee in Spain. It was that size, and I was like, what is this bullshit? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So for you to actually show some restraint for once is amazing. Now, granted, you walked over to your desk with it, put it down, house 2 Bobos, 1 bite apiece.
Well, first off, the Bobo door was opened by you. You were there housing 2 Bobos as well.
Why are we keeping the Bobos in your desk?
Because I bought them as my personal snack.
Why are you Lord of the Bobos?
Then you all ate them. And then finally, I think you guys ate 4 to 5 boxes. Joey and Cool Greg replaced them with 2 boxes. Yeah. And they were fine while you were gone, but now you're back from vacation.
But then you replaced them with those off-brand Bobos.
Don't get me started.
Those were terrible.
As everyone knows, Bobos were not put on the map until Kind of Funny started talking about Bobos. Barrett, whenever you want to, you bring up a Bobo, let people see what it is.
Yeah.
Bobos are delicious little oat snacks filled with jelly. Maybe it'd be strawberry.
Yeah.
No, I said, Barrett, bring it up. I just see Barrett leave the room. Yeah. Which was funny because it looked like he quit, but I know he's actually getting Bobos.
Yeah, probably getting a Bobo.
These are delicious little snackums. Usually you'd think for a kid's lunch. I got him for Ben one time and realized I love him more than he does. Yeah. And so I just started bringing him from Costco here. No one had ever heard of Bobos till us. Then I brought it up on a show. You wouldn't, because you wouldn't stop eating them. Andy wouldn't stop. People are buying the Bobos. I get in the BSs. It's a blue sky, Tim. When you're listening to this over your apology tour, I see people are buying them all the time. They're doing their damn thing.
Thank you.
I just meant bring up an image, but I appreciate you walking them all. That's a Bobo. That's an apple. That's an apple Bobo right there.
Above and beyond the Call of Duty here.
Not a sponsor yet.
Hey, listen. If you're listening to this and you have a connection to Bobos and we're saying the name wrong, please hook it up.
They also have pumpkin spice ones now, but they're not at Costco. And so
where are they at?
Stores.
Like Safeway?
Yeah. But I'm not going to lose money on these Bobos. Anyways, though, the point being,
commodity.
We fucking brought Bobos to the limelight. We put them on the center stage like we did Claus and Pickles. Mm-hmm. And then guess what happens? A month later, I go to Costco. They don't have those Bobos anymore. Yeah. Now they only have the Bobo fucking oatmeal cream pie peanut butter jelly sandwich, which is awful. Awful. You perfected it, Bobo. And I appreciate you trying to up the game, trying to be everywhere at once or whatever, but no more of the thin ones, the whatever. No. But then Joey found these in Cool Greg, I guess, at the business center.
Yeah, Joey is the best of us. We've said this.
Yeah, 100%.
And for that, we give her the most amount of shit in the entire office.
It's not even remotely true, but okay.
Okay. Well, who do you think we give more shit to?
Who did you send images to? Whose images did you send as wanting to do a bit right before this?
Okay, that's a fair point.
Okay.
You got me on that one. But Joey is always the most fair-weathered person here, right? She's always the one that's like, hey, Nick, look, I'm going to paint a picture for you. And I was like, what is it? As I'm eating 30 to 40 bobos per day. She goes, if you keep eating them and we don't replenish them, then we won't have any more bobos.
Natural resource.
And I was like, but Greg will do it when he's back. And she's like, well, Greg's gone for a week and a half. You're going to be a week without bobos.
Yeah.
So she, of her own volition, went out and they found these bobos, which is nice. But I guess the big question for me is
real
like,
quick, how does that make Joey a fair-weather fan?
Well, because in my brain I'm like, let's burn this thing down, eat all the bobos. She's like, you gotta be like,
she's smart about it.
Yeah, you gotta be smart about it. We have to be a little bit like, reasonable about this, Scarpino. Because you know me, I like the joke of like, let's eat Greg out of house and home.
Yeah.
Because you've got this god awful filing cabinet that's broke. It's somehow chipped, like it's been through war, or it's moved 5 times, even though it's only moved to 2 offices.
We all have this filing cabinet, by the way.
Yeah, well, no, not all of us. I have a different filing cabinet because I got a blue one for some reason. I don't know why. It's really, really healthy or heavy and doesn't roll. You also have 14 to 15 headphones hanging off the filing cabinet. I don't know how that works. So every time I open the goddamn drawer, one of the headphones falls down.
I hate it. I got the Xbox one, I got the PlayStation one, I got the Razer one.
Right.
What am I gonna do? They all serve different purposes.
So the Nick Scarpino, like, anal retentive, real talk, businessy Nick Scarpino, who like walks around the office occasionally and gets all uptight about throwing shit out, hates going into the thing.
Sure.
To get them. But then the little selfish Nick Scarpino, who thinks that, hey, maybe everyone doesn't know what's in that, and it's just my secret little cabinet with Greg.
Yeah.
Loves that they're in there.
Because it harkens back to us at IGN.
Yeah.
When I had our friendship founded, because we'd always been acquaintances.
Yeah.
But it was when I had the hot and spicy Tabasco Cheez-Its. Before they lost the license.
Which is
before the deal.
It's still good, though. Yes.
Not as good, though. Still good, not as good.
Can I tell you what I found at my liquor store?
Yeah, I'd love to.
And I'm just like, this is the end of me. The end of me.
Yeah.
They have a box of Cheez-Its that is, when you get the normal size box of Cheez-Its, you're like, I can't buy that. That's too much. If I eat all these Cheez-Its in one sitting, I'm going to feel like a piece of shit.
Sure. That's why I buy those little bags, but yeah.
The little bags aren't enough, so I end up having to get 2 or 3 bags, right? But at my liquor store, they burned me a couple times with that. I pulled bags out. I was like, these have dust on them, but I'm still going to eat them. And then I ate them. And I was like, oh, these are very stale. Like, these are so stale that I think these actually might be harmful to me if I eat them.
Yeah.
So I told them, I was like, you got to throw those out, guys. You can't be selling those to people. So what do they do instead? They find the mini box. It's basically the equivalent to 3 bags.
Okay, great.
And it is the perfect amount of Cheez-Its. It's because it's just a little too much.
Okay.
Where you're like, I should stop.
But if I power through, I'm not going to be.
But I'm not going to hate myself. It's only like 600 calories, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's not crazy.
Okay, I appreciate
but
that.
on a Friday night when I'm like, I just want something crunchy while I'm watching Franklin and Bash. Boo, this is it right here.
Yeah,
this is it.
I've never been a snacker. Like, I'm not a, hey, I need this.
You're not.
Like, I like popcorn with a movie, sure. But I've had it back to back, not back to back, I guess. Yeah, kind of back to back nights where I ate dinner alongside Benny, right? And so like yesterday, I was all set. I'm like, I picked him up from school. I'm like, Ben, I was thinking tonight, because Jen wasn't home yet. She was still on her trip. I'm like, I'm thinking I grill chicken wings and some corn. And he goes, no. I'm like, okay, what do you want? And he goes, I want mac and cheese. I'm like, well, you need a protein, so I'll do, you want chicken nuggets? Because we have like the Dino Nugs, of course, another Costco thing. Sponsor us, Costco. And he's like, sure. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do that with a bunch of carrots and we'll be all set. You know what I mean? So I made all that and I ate the exact same thing he ate. And then, about 9:30, I'm reviewing Borderlands 4. I'm like, I'm fucking starving. I had my dad had cookies, the little fig bars,
And those are enough for you?
No, but it got me to go to sleep. You know what I mean?
See, you said something that blew my mind the other day. You were like, if I'm hungry before I go to bed, I'll just be like, fuck it, I'll eat tomorrow. And that's wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, I will stare at the ceiling at 3 o'clock. This morning, because I went a little crazy over vacation. I was like, I need to dial it back.
Yeah.
So I've been purposely sort of trying to like decrease the amount of food I'm eating at night, just to have a little bit more of a fasting window. And this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just woke up and I just started staring at the ceiling because my stomach is empty and it's like, hey, you need to feed me. You've trained me now to want food at all the times of the day. So this is what's happening right now. So it's amazing to be like Tim will just not eat for days. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Dude, don't get me started on this fuckhead. You know what I mean? I don't know what is going on because I don't eat breakfast. And then he doesn't eat lunch till like 3 o'clock.
When does he eat?
I don't know.
And what does he eat when he eats?
I don't know.
Because I've gone out to Panda Express with him, which is the only place he ever wants to take me for a restaurant. I kid you not. Every single time we get in the car, I'm just, it's a countdown until he says Panda Express.
I mean, our friendship is
Costco.
A record. No. Well, yeah, we do a Costco every so often, but I can't deal with the Costco over here because the parking lot's always insane. Yeah, doesn't matter what day it is. We have a mortal wound to our friendship because they closed Wild Wings. Wild Wings was always the thing. I'd slack him like wings. You slack me wings, and we go have a meeting at Wild Wings.
Yeah,
with our bartender Omar. But now it's gone.
I love that you need to prep. By the way, Chad, I want you to see what just happened. Right, everyone listening right now. He slid in the word meeting. just to make it official.
I thought you might like
just
that.
to make it official.
Yeah, we always do some
like
work.
We're doing something real, but in reality, we're going to this loud ass bar that no one's at, but it's like 400 decibels louder than it needs to.
Loud.
Every soccer game in the world that's happening is around you, and we're getting these wings because you got this guy, this bartender that knows your name.
Omar, man, he's the best.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He
took me to this one time, and I was like, "You guys, this is your thing now." Me and Tim get Panda Express, and you and I just 2 ships passing, and then we have gone to lunch 0 times together. We don't need it.
Chad, he's not joking.
I don't need it.
In 10 years of running this company, we've never gone on a one-on-one lunch together.
We have to have
If you see Nick and Greg go to the car, things are bad. Something is wrong and kind of funny.
Yeah,
that's what everybody out there is like, what are they doing?
What the hell's happening?
Nick and Greg are in the conference room alone.
Oh,
no. Oh, no.
There's either 2 things happening. The sky's falling or we're just talking shit about Tim. That's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's the point of talking shit behind Tim's back when we could do it? Thank you, Cool G.
We
can do it in front of the audience.
Exactly.
That's
much better. Make it content and you can't get in trouble for it. Thank you. Huh?
Yeah, I got him the pump one.
He took care of me. He's a good guy. Thank you, Cool G.
Oh, God, the straws.
That's what I like to see. It's PSL season. Everybody, if you didn't know, this is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4, sometimes 2 best friends gather on this table, coming to talk to you about whatever it is they want to talk about. If you like that, you should be here live. That's right. You can be watching us record the show for free on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and of course, podcast services around the globe. If you really like us, though, why not use that Amazon Prime membership I'm sure you've got burning a hole in your pocket to give us your Twitch sub. That's right. If you have Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch gaming sub to give out every 30 days. They don't remind you or make a big deal about it. So it'd be nice to see you use it for us and set a reminder, even if you're maybe listening later as a podcast person and don't even watch Twitch. We don't have to be live. You can just go and do it. It's great. However, maybe you want to support beyond that. Pick up Beyond. Sorry, I couldn't. Beyond. You got to pick up your Kind of Funny membership. Patreon.com/kindoffunny. YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames. Apple, Spotify. You can get all of our shows. That's more than 80 pieces of content a month, ad-free. And, of course, you get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a podcast series we call Gregway, where I talk to you for 15 to 20 minutes each and every day, adding up to 4 hours of exclusive podcasting. Some housekeeping for you. Of course, we are an 11-person small business all about live talk shows. So far today, Kind of Funny Games Daily was about Far Cry, focusing more on multiplayer going forward. Our Borderlands 4 review has just happened as the Gamescast, and after this, Mike is streaming Borderlands 4. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Greg Way is 24 minutes of me talking about 6-1 Indie. Thank you to our Patreon producers, James Hastings, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster. Today we're brought to you by Shady Raisin Factor, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, begin the show with what is and forever will be topic of the show. Show me these pictures of Roger.
Now,
what did you do to Roger?
This is perfect because you just, let's take a look at what you're doing here. You just took the sticker off this paper nipple, right? Which is now has been shattered by the glue of the sticker.
Oh,
and you
so good.
and you took this paper straw and shoved it in there. And we all hate paper straws. We're a very divided country.
100%.
Politically, we could not be in a worse possible place. But I think the one thing that brings people across the aisle is our common hatred of these fucking god-awful paper straws. I've never met a single person on the planet who's like, yeah, paper straws. I love the feeling of notebook paper in my mouth.
It's worth it to keep private planes, though, you know?
If we all do our part, the billionaires can keep burning all the natural resources.
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, we're all for that. We're all for that. But one man in this office is an innovator. One man in this office doesn't mind using the paper straws because he has what the Gen Z like to call a workaround, Greg.
Okay.
I walk into the office today, and this is what I see. Can you bring up the first picture? This is Roger.
Jesus Christ.
Staring at an iced coffee, which for some reason is green. I didn't ask him that. But it's an iced coffee from McDonald's.
It's got to be a Sprite, right? He's got to be drinking a Mountain Dew.
No, there was coffee. He said it was an iced coffee. Now, go to the next picture, please. That is a metal straw shoved into the paper straw.
Why not just use the metal straw?
Great question. And that's what I asked him, too. Can you go to the next picture, please? Because that's how big the metal straw is, and it would have gotten lost in the cup.
That's out. It's fine. You can use that.
Go to the next picture.
Look, I'm showing that Garfield.
That's just he just got shit all over his desk. I just wanted everyone to know his desk is disgusting.
Yeah, look at how dirty that mouse pad is. And
he's got this weird knife there, but I'm
pretty
sure he's going to stab me before. Go to the next picture, please. That's him showing me. I asked him what was the integrity of the straw, and he says the metal keeps the integrity pretty intact. I ate crow on that one because I thought the bottom was going to be disgusting. Not too disgusting. But then he goes to put the thing back in the cup. Yeah. And I was like, why don't you put it back in the cup? Can you go to the next picture? He had to flip it over. So now it just looks like a wet sack.
Sure.
Just a wet sack. Like a foreskin around this metal pipe thing.
Yeah, it looks like the straw's evolving into its metal form.
It's disgusting.
It's shedding its skin and becoming metal.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like it's
I'm glad you bring up Roger, of course. We do have a bit of breaking news right now. Roger is engaging in insubordination. I don't know if you had looked at the Slack here. Of course, we went live just a minute ago at 12:35 p.m. and you said, if coffee comes, please bring it to us on set, Roger. Then Roger at 12:36 says, I'm leaving for lunch with Mikey. Then I missed all this. So at 12:45, I said, Roger, that was a direct order. Then Joey says at 12:45, Roger is missing. And now I see Roger is typing something in chat.
Okay.
I have defeated the giant bomb. He meant defected.
Yeah, he meant defected.
And he'll edit that, but Roger, I'll let you know. You couldn't have. Hold on, I can.
You couldn't have phrased that more perfectly for us.
Roger, I think, you're hearing my voice. You could not have picked the worst time to have a typo. That's live, and to the extreme saw it. JG saw it. The whole chat saw it. And we'll send him that little thing there. There he goes. The audio's been sent. He's trying to say. Oh, now Bear Courtney's typing.
Oh shit!
Terrible moment to have a typo.
Damn.
Oh yeah, see, he edited it. What a coward. Let it stand, Roger.
I like giving Roger shit.
I do too.
He goes with it. He rolls with it.
Yeah, he's got to. I mean, he's got no choice. What's he going to do, quit?
Maybe the cap of that thing. Joey, if you're listening to this, can you bring me, if that's still on his desk, can you bring that to me, please? I'd like to see if this cap is green, and I'd like to ask McDonald's why the cap is green on this thing.
It's got to be it's plant-based.
Oh, that's probably it. Yeah, they're letting you know, hey, this is made of corn, so you can eat it, which I'm all for. That's just a picture of Roger. That's a good picture of Roger. I just take a good picture of him. I love him. I can't help it. Look at him. Look how good looking he is.
Dude, Roger's gorgeous.
He's a good looking boy.
Let's just say it. You know what I mean?
That's a great, he uses his headshot.
It's one of those where I don't know what it is about Kinda Funny.
Yeah.
But I think we can all agree.
Thank you, Joey.
When you come to work here, you get more handsome as you age. Or more beautiful in Joey's.
Huh? What is this?
I'm like listening to you guys.
Yeah. I was saying, I don't know what it is about Kinda Funny, but when you work here, you get better looking as you age. Because Roger looks so much better than he used to. Hold on, they can't hear you either.
Oh, yeah. You can't tell because I'm not really on camera, but I'm getting a rogue streak. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited about it. I think I'm going to keep it. I have a hair appointment next week, but I'm going to have her keep that out. If I had a rogue streak, I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's pretty sick, yeah. That's pretty sick. I've got a little bit of that going on, like, on this side. I think I've got a little bit of gray right here. I'm just excited that I have hair.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah. There's a new drug coming down the pike called PP405 or something, like 450, something like that. And I'm just like so excited about. Oh my god,
I got a PP405.
We should one of these days. We should go through the Reddit subreddits that I follow, and you can just laugh at me the entire time.
I would love that
because it's so absurd. The stupid shit that I choose to follow.
But on up. We got stuff to go.
We gotta really vet these.
I mean, you know me. I'm not gonna call out the ones that are like.
No, mostly it's just.
I mean, if you want to open up the closets and have some real conversations about things. Okay, so what? 3 weeks ago, I listened to a porno story coming home. All right. And now Spotify keeps throwing it up on my main page. I'm like, I don't need to take it down, Spotify. I did it once. Get out of here. Like, you want to come back for more porn? I'm like, no. I just wanted some erotic fiction on the way home. I don't need it all the time. It's fucking 7:30. The country is falling apart. Let me drive my kid to preschool. What are you doing? True story. I'll go turn on my car.
Hey, man. Hey, man, to each their own. I'm not bringing it up like that on Reddit. Mine's just mostly Dune Awakening stuff, but that's okay.
Oh, man. You don't think I'd make fun of you for your gaming?
Fair enough. It's that I have two. I go back and forth between Dune Awakening and the Hair Loss Forum, which I forget what it's called, but it's like it's r/like terrible or something like that. I don't know,
yeah. My problem with my Reddit is that I just don't unfollow stuff. So, like, it'll be like I'm into a game.
Go on the Reddit here.
And I think I finally had to, not the other day, probably a year ago now. Yeah, where I had to unfollow Anthem, the video game.
Oh,
because I've been following Anthem for years, and nobody talks about Anthem, so nothing happens. And then some shit would pop up, and it would be like, Iron Man this. It's like, okay.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Mine's a lot more benign than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah?
r/earth porn. I don't know what that is.
That's really nice shots of Earth.
God
beautiful.
damn it.
Yeah.
r/fitness. Let's see. Data is beautiful. Cyberpunk. r/creepy. That could be weird. What is that?
That's like scary images and stuff.
Oh yeah. Cinematography. COD loadouts. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Blue Sky. Avowed. BMW for whatever reason.
I'll tell you the one I follow. It makes
Red
sense.
Letter Media. That's pretty much it.
I have a tattoo, of course. I follow Garfield subreddit, right?
Sure.
And it's like both. No, it's pretty much just because of the joke with me and Roger and Garfield or whatever. And so then I can send him screenshots of Garfield. The Garfield subreddit is awesome, but also completely unhinged. Of people like with real thoughts about Garfield and collectibles.
Did you
and
expect
this,
it to not be?
It's just, you don't. I would have expected it to be like, hey, it's the Garfield subreddit. We're just going to be talking about the cartoon of the day or whatever. But it's always people with weird collectibles doing stuff. This like. Where you can fill in your own one here. They're all looking at the old images, like finds they got for clocks and stuff, their own Garfield art.
Well, that's kind of amazing, actually. That's the power of Reddit right there.
Yeah.
Is to be completely and totally immersed to a degree that's borderline lunacy.
Yeah.
For something that you love.
Yeah.
I'm going to also...
Oh, this was a great one. This is a fantastic one. Actually, I'll send it to...
Fantastic.
This one I'll send to Barrett to control.
While you're doing that,
yeah.
I'm going to pay you a compliment, buddy.
Thank you.
I love this crew neck sweater on you.
Thank you very much. You know I love a good crew neck. And then, it's the... I like Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
And as you know, I'm the biggest Disney fan in the office.
Huge.
So when I was at Disneyland looking for Halloween stuff, it was like, well, I don't like Disney enough to get like a Mickey pumpkin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, all right, whatever. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is perfect. And I got this. And it was fairly priced. Me and Jordan Midler were there. You know what I mean? Ben was sleeping in the cart. Jen was pushing him around. And I grabbed this at like $150, $115, and I flipped it over and it was like 75, maybe 65.
Okay.
Which it's 65. I'm paying at the coffee shops for sweatshirts.
Sure.
So I was like, Bear, can we throw this up? R. Garfield said, is this a real comic or did someone edit it? Does anyone have a link to the original? And the 3-panel strip goes, Uncle Barney went to the vet once. He came back as my Aunt Bernice. And then the one goes, trans fucking rights, baby. It's copyright 1979 or 8, I can't tell. And just the fact that some Garfield fan put it up was like, is this real or not?
Chad, is this real?
Probably a joke, but hilarious.
Yeah, that's fucking God.
And then, of course, the Garfield sickos in the comments, when I checked on day one, were like, you're joking. Like they were taking it so seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you're joking.
Well, I would bet dollars to donuts that somebody replied to that with the actual comic panels.
Well, of course they did.
Of course.
Yeah,
This is from 1964. Fucking guys, get over it. Get over it.
Anyways, Garfield, that's a good subreddit to follow. I'm not against that. I have so many games in here.
Yeah, what else do I got?
I don't have.
It's funny because for a person that's been in the career that I've been in for the last 20 years, online media, and
you stay off the internet.
No, I never really took to Reddit until this past year for some reason, and I'm not quite sure why. So like, you
don't have your Reddit story. This is why I do it. What brought me to Reddit?
Interestingly enough, I don't know. It might be Cyberpunk.
Nice.
Because when I started replaying Cyberpunk again, I was like, I want to see. I think I was really like. You played Cyberpunk, yeah. A long time ago. So I was like, jumping back in, and they had changed a couple of things. I was like, oh, how do we respect my character, and like, where are we going with this, and what's and then I was like, oh, I think I played Cyberpunk incorrectly the first time. I don't think I took full advantage of the actual abilities and powers and all that stuff because you have to pick. I didn't realize you had to pick a road of like which way you wanted to go to get the most out of it and like max something out. And so I started going on Reddit to kind of figure, like Googling it, and of course the Reddit threads are always the best. Yeah. And then just getting into that, and now I'm just like. I was this close to actually posting on the Dune Awakening.
Wow.
I was like, guys, check out my base. And then I was going to give a huge shout out to the guy. Like, I did a base tutorial to build a base.
You should have done it. That's awesome. I love that.
Then no one wants to hear from me.
Yeah, they do.
These are real. These guys are real. They're in
People
deals.
love it. And is it a welcoming community, Dune Awakening?
Yeah.
I always love a good MMO that has like a community that's all about like it doesn't matter how big or how small it is.
They seem pretty cool. There's the same. There's always the group of people who are just disgruntled at Funcom, being like,
that's everybody.
Got to figure this shit out.
I put 3,000 hours in this game. It fucking sucks.
But for the most part, anytime anyone has a gripe or a complaint. It's done sort of tongue in cheek of being like, yeah, the worm ate me again, of course, because shit's broken, but it's a fucking massive game, so like whatever. But yeah, it seems pretty positive so far.
That's great. I love you coming to Reddit. I love you learning about the internet.
It's literally I go through when I'm basically brain rot wasting time. I'll go through Apple News because I subscribe there.
Yeah.
So I'll read real news stories. And then when I get tired of the current state of the world's in, I'll go over to Instagram to just look at pictures.
Sure.
And then when I get tired of being constantly assaulted with boobs, I'll go over to Reddit and then go, well, obviously I just want to see what's going on in the Dune Awakening.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Those are the three I go back and forth between. And then occasionally I just go, how did I wind up on Threads? How am I here? I just fall into Threads and I'm like, wait, no, this isn't Instagram anymore. This is Threads now.
Yeah, you click
how
on
do they
something
get me
in
every
Instagram?
single time?
I mean, it's easy to. It always looks like a tantalizing thread, and you click on it, you go over there. I was talking before we went live yesterday.
AI driven.
I've noticed that my Instagram posts. By the way, everybody, it's me, Greg Miller. Can I get the one? I'll wait. Thank you. Hey, everybody, it's me, Greg Miller. How are you? Guess what I need you to do? How can I support Kind of Funny? I get that all the time. What can we do for I don't have any money to give you on Kind of Funny, but I want to support. What's the best way? Go to Instagram.com/GameOverGreggy and follow me. Okay? It's not a vanity thing. I've just been so close to 100,000 followers for so long now. And I tell you from the bottom of my heart, when people who are sponsors or whatever, they probably don't want me to talk about pornos I listen to in the car, but when they come, they like to see that number. And the fact that I was getting so close, and then I had the gall to say, hey, vote for Kamala Harris, and they said, oh, fuck you, and I went down. And I've worked my way back, but I've never hit 100K. Let's get me there to help the company, all right? I mentioned it on a Greg way, and it went up to 99.7, so we're there. We're getting there. You know
I've been hovering at 36.7, 36.6 for 4 years.
Yeah.
And every time
you've been better. You've been better about putting up reels and stuff from comedy and stuff. And even me, I go through doing something every day and then I stop for a while.
Yeah. I just got burned out on, honestly, real talk, I got burned out on trying to get like comedy reels going because I was like subcontracting out with a friend of mine. I was giving him some bucks and it's such a fucking grind. I have so much respect for comics who have that extra bandwidth.
Yeah.
Who are like, I'm going to sit or have someone sit and vet 2 hours of footage or an hour of footage every week and just go through and try to find something good that people might laugh at. It's fucking hard and it sucks and it actually kills your vibe. Lately, I've just not even taken a camera to my shows because I'm like, I just don't want to deal with it.
I mean, comedy already is a second job. Yes. Now you're adding a third job to it.
You're adding a third job to it, right? And I keep telling Roger, just come to my house on Sunday and I'll lock you in my spare bedroom and you can just cut clips for me.
Did you hear the story?
For whatever reason, it's not enticing.
Well, he's like, no, I'm going to go to the neighbor barbecue or whatever. And I was like, how'd that go? He's like, oh, we just sat around and, out and didn't talk to each other, watched a game. What are you talking about? Could have been at Nick's house editing footage.
Yeah. I have an RTX 3090 in my house in air conditioning.
Come on, Raj.
Okay.
I'll make you cheese crisp.
I will stink that place up with Parmesan cheese crisps.
Yeah.
I will fuck it up with cheese crisps.
I like that.
Yeah. It's fun, though.
It is fun, though.
I like being on it.
I like being here with you. This is great.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying this, everybody. If you're really enjoying it, why not pick up a Kind of Funny membership? Over on patreon.com/kindoffunny, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, Apple or Spotify, you can toss us a cold $10 and get all 80 episodes of content a month ad-free. And of course, get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a series we call Greg Way, which is 15 to 20 minutes of me talking straight to you, which adds up to 4 hours of exclusive podcasting each and every month. However, right now you're not using your benefits, so here's a word from our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. You know that moment. The one when you realized you left your favorite pair of sunglasses at the beach. We've all been there. I'll never forget leaving my incredibly overpriced sunglasses at a restaurant in Santa Monica. That was 13 years ago, and it still haunts me to this day. But then I found Shady Rays and everything changed. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. And here's the wild part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now you can actually wear your sunglasses without fear. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm all out and about. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Check this out. You can head to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shady Rays, use the code FUNNY.
Between busy schedules and summer plans, sometimes all you got is a couple of minutes. Factor helps so many of us here at Kinda Funny eat smarter with tasty, chef-prepped meals that are dietitian-approved and delivered right to my door. And now, with more than 65 weekly meals made for how we live and what I like to eat, we've got even more ways to fit in a real meal wherever the day takes us. On many occasions, Factor has completely saved Greg and Jen when they needed it most. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Eat smart at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Greg, how did you get into Reddit for the first time? Because you've probably been on it forever.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Hold on. I can give you the exact date.
Because I remember hearing about Reddit. And Reddit's been around for a while, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
IG, like back in IGN times, I remember like Altano and be like, "Oh, we got to get it up on Reddit because Reddit community will make something go viral."
Well, that was Dig.
A Dig.
Remember,
I remember Dig.
It was the biggest deal when we hired IGN as a company. They hired Miggles and they hired Altano and somebody else in the same like one shot.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's a big deal because Miggs, I think, was like, he's Dig.
Like he's a power user on dig.com.
And they were like, what does that mean? It's like, it means he can post links and upvote them and get them up. And it was like such a fucking an early day of like how to try to game SEO, and I don't think it ever helped us. But
no, I don't think so either.
I was introduced to the Reddit, as they call it, January 2011.
Okay,
maybe January 23rd, 2011, because I was at my desk at IGN, and Scott Bromley stood up from his desk across and looked at me and goes, "Hey man, did you know you've been on the front page of Reddit for 2 days?" And I went, "No, what's Reddit?" And he's like, "Oh, it's like an internet message board where people," I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I went to reddit.com and I went to the front page and it says, does anybody else think IGN's Dead Space 2 review was written by a middle schooler? And it was a thread just destroying me. And how much they hated it and yada, yada, yada. And it was like the usual echo chamber bullshit of like, they were destroying me, but not saying what they hated about it or whatever. And so I was like, I made an account. I logged in. I'm like, hey, it's me. I wrote it. What is like it? You know what I mean? And so people went through like the red lines and did the whole thing and da-da-da-da-da. And it was like such a like, all right, cool.
Yeah. That's crazy.
The fun part about it, and which is actually sad, right, is that the Dead Space 2 review I wrote differently because literally Hillary, our EIC at the time, had been told we needed to start writing differently. Let's, make everything this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. And I remember when I sent him
differently, like how?
More personal. Like,
okay.
let's talk more like people. This is, if you remember when Hillary took over editorial, he was like, even when he took over editorial, he's like, previews need to be editorials. Reviews need to be editorials.
Mm-hmm.
They can look at the back of the box and find out how many maps are in the game.
Right.
We need to know how you feeling, what you feeling, why you feeling. I already wrote similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really like, okay, I'm going to try to go even harder with it or whatever. And so I remember sending that to Hillary and being at my, old apartment and getting, the message back from him of like, dude, this is exactly what Pear's been talking about. This is exactly the kind of review we want. I felt so accomplished to have my boss say that. And then a week later, be like, oh, and there's all these kids being like, but you changed your tense here and you did this. And it's like, but I'm talking to you about video games. I understand. You're not wrong, but did you not it's not like it was spelled wrong in the words were like, we were just talking about games.
Yeah, you got the feeling across.
It's what leads us to this, I guess, in so many ways. But I remember that. I was like, huh, okay. And then I just started going to Reddit. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very
Join
cool.
all these different things, do all these different stuff. Of course, we have a great community here. Nick Scarpino.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons as well. I imagine that I kind of stick around every once in a while just to check back in if we do a fun piece of content and see what people's thoughts are on our subreddit.
Oh, yeah. Well,
which is nice. And I like that. And it's interesting. It's interesting feeling like, because I follow, like I mentioned, the Red Letter Media guys. I like those guys. I follow their subreddit, and sometimes there's stuff that pops off over there. And it's like, it's fun to be a community for other creators as well. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Reddit does a pretty okay job of doing that. And I realize that I'm saying this, and there's probably like a tremendous amount of toxicity on Reddit that I just choose not to engage with. Yeah. But yeah, that's become a kind of an obsession of mine. Not an obsession, but like I'm a little addicted to just like checking back in and seeing what's going on with all these things. And I don't think that's necessarily the worst thing ever.
Yes, to all that. I was using this as a pivot to get to Super Chats. I am just a Billy from our amazing community,
Yes.
Super Chats, and says, "Sup, guys? Do either of you have 5-year plans or anything like that? I turned 35 recently, and I guess I'm feeling very existential. Lol. Sorry, not trying to bring down the energy or anything. Just curious. I don't think it's a negative question. So don't worry
I
about
think
it.
I think it's a good question. I think you should be thinking in terms of 5 years. I think I remember, I forget who told me, but I heard somewhere, because everyone's like, oh, what's your 10-year plan? And someone's like, you can't plan 10 years out. You don't know what's going to go. 5 years out is as far as you possibly can plan. My plan for 5 years, because I actually think about this quite often, because being the eldest person here and kind of funny, I start thinking to myself, well, 5 years from now, I'll be 50. Can I still do this? Can I still make fun of Tim when I'm 50 years old? And the answer, of course, is a resounding yes.
That's what the other 50-year-olds watching us are going to want.
Well, my dad always gives me shit because he's like, "What are you gonna do when you're 50? Like, people, you can't keep talking about this stuff." But I was like, "People age with you, Dad. Like, we're gonna we add more people who are old every single freaking day."
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm very. Excuse me, the coffee kicked in. I look at my life and I'm like, I can't see anything necessarily changing in the next 5 years. I love what we do here. I want to continue to create awesome content with you and engage with our community. And I love my comedy career right now. That is the one thing that I love where I'm at, but that is the one thing that I'm like, that needs to change a little in 5 years, because I've reached the top of our scene. Not as like comedian or talent level, but I've done pretty much everything that can be done here. I'm passed at all the clubs. I'm a producer for 2 of the biggest independent promotions in San Francisco, The Setup and Cheaper Than Therapy. They're both great. Yeah. And I'm blessed to have the connections and the people I work with over there, because I get to work with some of the best comics in the country that come in to both of those venues. But I had this moment the other day where a couple of my friends who are younger, 25, 26, are like, I'm moving to New York.
Oh, they're chasing the dream.
They got passed at Punch, which is hilarious because they got passed a year and it took me 6. And they go, I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, we're all moving to New York. And so many people, we're having droves of people move to New York because San Francisco is a great scene for comedy, but it's not a top tier scene. Yeah, it's a major scene, but it's not New York or LA. And if you really want to give it a go, you have to go to New York or LA.
Yeah, I know you've talked about before your friends from, like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess your second wave, I feel like, of comedy for you, friends moving to LA.
My class. That's a great way to put it. We have classes, and my class definitely moved to LA. Like, Janesh moved to LA, Marty moved to New York, James moved to New York. Like, a bunch of my friends got following on the internet. They got 50K followers on Instagram. We're like, cool, this is enough of a runway for me to go give this a real go, going out to New York. But then there's also just it's an over romanticized version of it, but isn't it so exciting to think about being in your 20s and being like, I'm going to move to Brooklyn and try to write for SNL.
SSJ says, Nick, how do they afford that? I mean, do you remember your early 20s? How did anybody ever afford any of that shit?
Live with 5 people.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, I mean, the thing about being a part of like a comic is that you actually, for lack of a better word, are part of a massive fraternity. And that's probably not the right word, but I mean, you're part of a massive club.
A family brotherhood. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, something like that, of like, people find out that you're a comic and they find out you're a legit comic and they go, oh, you're one of us. And so more often than not, that makes the scene everywhere just so much smaller. And being in San Francisco, being in a scene like ours where a lot of big headliners come through and then their features come through and then they end up coming through and I do shows with them, you just get to know people from all over the place. Yeah. And so when you move to a scene, you know people. And then what'll end up happening is the same thing that happened in college. It's like you were a freshman, you took someone's room that was a senior moving on, and then you just pass that place down. So all my friends live in Brooklyn apartments that are like 4 to a 2-bedroom or whatever. I mean, probably not that, but But
I understand. Yeah,
they're sharing rooms. Yeah. They live in Brooklyn. They don't live in Manhattan, and they're doing cool shows and trying to work their way through either SNL or they're in LA. And LA is way cheaper to live in because you can live in the outskirts of LA.
You live on the beach.
Yeah. So it's cool, but it's tough. Those are tough scenes, and that's the problem I'm facing right now.
I was gonna say, so then 5 years, like, do you not? This is not insulting, I don't think, but do you not want to be like a Tony Sparks? Remember when your career started? Tony is the guy who was hosting it. Who was an older gentleman who was like been around the comedy scene forever.
There's 2 paths for me. There's the path of my 2 paths for comedy, because we're just so rooted in San Francisco. because of the business, because of families, all that stuff. All my friends are here. My life is here, basically. So my path for comedy would be to continue, of course. Yeah. Shout out to the Warriors. Is to continue to do the shows that I'm doing right now and then eventually get a feature audition at Punchline so I can do longer sets there. But realistically, it's going to be more of, I need to get off my ass. I need to figure out a resource for myself that is making cutting clips a little bit easier, because I do enjoy that process, and I enjoy the juice of putting it out there and seeing people like, oh, this is really funny, and getting followers for that. And then eventually going on tour. Because that's what I'd love to do for myself and for the company, is be like, hey, how do I make my comedy career and touring the country and touring the world an actual viable source of revenue, so that every time I bring up comedy, Tim doesn't go, hey, super proud of you, dude, but
shut the fuck up.
Shut up. No, Tim's very supportive. He's
so mean to us off camera.
Super supportive.
Takes a drag off his cigarette, flicks it at you.
Yeah, and he loves it. But, it's not what we do here, but I'd love to make that a part of our business.
Yeah, it's interesting thinking about that, and I know how much people... when I run into Kind of Funny best friends, and when we go anywhere, they want there to be a meet and greet, or they miss Kind of Funny live, and pre-COVID there was that movement from groups similar to ours of doing we're taking over, going kind of like what Let's Play Live did, right? Of going to different venues and doing the different thing, and it's an interesting nut to try to crack of how we as a smaller company with a smaller audience could do a tour across the country at comedy clubs, 4 dates, 4 whatever, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Where it is a 150 person venue or whatever, but how do you make that financially successful when the stuff here has to be happening and going on?
It's tough. It's tough. And it's and that's a different art form and different discipline than what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, of course.
For me, I've done road shows. They're horrible. This is not a fun thing that I'm talking about. In my brain, I'm like, this is gonna be great, but like, I've done shows as close as San Jose, where I did a great venue. I've done a great venue called Rooster Teeth Feathers down there. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I've worked with headliners, and everyone I've worked with down there, I worked with the Sklar brothers. I like to work with Leah Rudick, both fantastic, but no one really parties and nobody really wants to hang out.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's very professional. They're like, thank you. You did a great job. We'll see you tomorrow. And I remember being like
30 in San Jose. You're like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, this is kind of like, it was fun, but then you have the adrenaline dump of the show. And I'm like, this is kind of lonely.
Yeah.
And I started thinking to myself, I'm like, man, it must be really lonely on the road if you're a big headliner.
Oh,
You
sure.
don't have the means to bring your family out with you.
Sure.
So in my brain, I'm like,
But people cheat.
yeah, probably.
The
right?
same
Do
thing with
drugs,
rock
cheat,
stars
all
and
that
everything
stuff,
else.
right?
Yeah, right.
So in my brain, I'm like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I don't think I can't fathom doing month-long tours or 2-month-long tours. I think it's like, book yourself in Punchline Philly, book yourself Punchline Houston, get those like one-off shows.
Yeah.
And of course, then, you'd have to be a feature or a headliner to do that. But anyway, so that's my 5-year plan, is to try to really dial that in, and then also just help continue to grow this amazing company that, if I'm being candid, did not think was going to make it this long. Like, did you think we were going to? I mean, we thought we were going to make it to 10 years, but once Rooster Teeth went down, I was like, they're coming for us next.
Oh my God, that happened like 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. I think the funny thing about anything planning 5 years or whatever, I don't think you can do it really well. But I think we have such a good head on our shoulders, professionally and personally, that you don't have to think about it on that level. Sure. You know what I mean? So, because 5 years from now, my first thought is, all right, Ben's going to be 8 coming up on 9.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where my head's at, right?
Yeah.
And that's still so young, even though it's older, but it's still so young. And it'll also be here before I know it. I know.
Great
kind
age,
of thing.
though. Great age, 8 and 9.
There's no bad age, right?
I just mean, like, that's when he's like, you can like throw the ball at him and stuff, and he'll catch it.
I throw the ball at him now. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, the company wise, like, yeah, we'll still do this. But to your question of, I thought we'd make it 10 years because I never thought we'd fail. You know what I mean? I just didn't understand how that would be and how that would look. And obviously, with the way we started and the way we've gone, I've never worried about it. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
There's always like, what's YouTube going to do to fuck us or whatever? You know what I mean?
Sure.
We've seen our friends like Skill Up right now dealing with this YouTube drop on numbers. I've seen a whole
what
bunch
the
of
hell happened with that? Everyone's been talking about
the
that
one
lately.
I saw. So God,
I was talking to Roger about it because the Red Letter Media guys posted a thing being like, there's been some crazy thing that happened in August.
So.
And I was talking to Ryan. I was like, well, thank God we don't get views. I was like, problem solved.
Do you have even a reasoning on what happened? Because I do.
Go for it.
So chat, help me out. Algorithms are different for everybody. But there's a guy I think who's fairly well known in both TikTok and Instagram, where he's got like reddish hair, long hair, a beard, glasses, and he just yells at the camera about things. And he's really funny. And He moves the camera. Jen sent me one from him, and he was talking about how his podcast numbers had fucking tanked.
Yeah.
And it was that Google, his reasoning, Google had put out a new thing, and it did a thing where it looked at your stuff, and it thought if you were young, it put an age restriction on you for what content you were seeing. But it didn't tell you, and there's no, if you didn't know, Pearl Mania, thank you. If you didn't know about it, it would just lock you into that. And Jen showed it to me.
Reserve mode or not reserve mode.
Something like that. And Jen showed it to me and was like, does this affect you? And I was like, no, our audience is so old.
Well,
you're welcome,
but
everyone.
That's the weird thing too, is like, do everybody have those settings locked in, right? Yeah. Because we were restricted from streaming for half a day because Google had
thought we were 16 or
thought we
like
were
that,
like
right?
younger than 16,
yeah.
and so wouldn't let us
Thanks,
stream and
AI.
shit. So yeah, that was like AI going in and being like,
two bearded 40-year-olds.
This company is a 13-year-old child. Like they're not allowed to stream. So
maybe they saw Mike and were like, yeah, this guy can't be.
And that was like a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So
Roger was saying something else of like maybe like they're reorganizing like how they count a view and stuff like that. But
it's also interesting for us of like, I don't know, like with everything being live, what does that actually do and yada yada yada.
It's going to be so interesting when 30 years from now we're the last like company like ours standing somehow, and everyone's like, how did they do this? How did they? Well, it's plexiglass.
Yeah. Underneath.
Yeah. Like, how did these idiots do this? We're like, we don't know.
I mean, we stayed small and we stayed ourselves,
nimble,
right?
Yeah.
I think the, you know, not to pat ourselves on the back here, but the strategy has never changed, right? That we're trying to entertain you, and I mean specifically Crab Daddy, Panda Finn, Taylor W.R.
10.
Martin, PSOI, Poseidon, Ivy spells, Yay is Dre. Like, I think so many people do all of this and chase that million views. Obviously, we would love a million views on everything we upload.
That would be cool.
But it's like also that's not what makes the business run.
Yeah, it's fair.
And that's the whole thing too of like, why did Rooster Teeth fail, right? It's like, well, and like, I don't want to. I love those guys and gals. I'm not saying they fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the idea of like
a lot of things.
They got to a point and partnered with somebody and sold the company, and then that got sold, and then I think that got sold, right? And it's like that once that happens, you're on borrowed time, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't mean it and like, there's a lot of different. Me and Jen talk about this a lot, right? Where it's like, what are the two outcomes of any company? You sell the company or you close. Yeah, like this, it all has to end sometime, right? Like, I mean, there's brands that have been around hundreds of years, but like eventually they will be sold or closed, right?
I know that's my thing too, is like, because I think about my life and I'm just like, I really want this to continue forever because it is so, it's first off, it's an amazing thing that we've all built. And when I say we all, I mean, everyone watching out there is with us as well. But it's just so, just so cool to have the thought of being like, yeah, I could do this 20 years from now. We could still be podcasting.
I talk to people about that
shit
all the time.
And like, in my brain, when I envision what success looks like for me specifically, it's that the company's thriving, everyone's happy, everyone's healthy, and artistically, I'm fulfilled, which I am.
Yeah.
And that's, how do I keep that going?
It's the idea, right? I talk about this all the time of when people meet me or like, oh, you're an influencer. I'm like, well, yeah, but not the way you think of it. Yeah. Like, you know, I know what, and I'm not even
I'm not out there hawking juvie unless they want to pay
unless
us.
You want to sponsor us. But I mean, like, you know, it's that idea of how many of those come and go and burn out and do this thing where it's like, we're doing this for our audience and we're not trying to grow and we're happy at 11 people and da-da-da. And it's the idea of like, we're not trying to appeal. And not that I'm saying this is a bad thing, nor would we never have a show that would, but like, I don't worry about the audience being older. That's good for us. My audience, you all have aged with me the entire 18 years I've been doing this.
Crazy.
The amount of people who are like, oh man, I remember you on GameScoop Beyond, blah, blah, blah. It's like, when you're 50, you're probably still going to be playing games. When you're 60, you'll still be playing games. I know I will be, and I assume you'll want somebody with similar tastes and backgrounds and thoughts to do that. The catch will be that, are we able to hire younger people to bring in new audiences and new things?
Well, that'll be AI at that point. There'll be AI. We'll have AI Roger come in like, happy birthday.
My God.
Happy birthday.
I don't mean to bring it up, but I mean, we have to bring it up now, right? Of like, there has been more commentary here on the Slack about this, right? Roger at 112 said, I'm not coming back to work. And Joey said, can I have your metal straw then? And Roger said at 116, no, that's for Nick. So it's insubordination, 2 strikes, and then 1+.
Well, also +1, because let's be honest, this straw has not been properly cleaned. So there's bacteria in there that could kill my old ass. Yeah. So he's actually trying to kill me. That's attempted murder.
You hate to see that. You hate to see that.
You hate to see
You know
it.
what I mean?
You don't like seeing it.
Yeah, that's the problem with those reusable straws.
They're gross.
You got to use the pipe cleaner, but nobody ever does.
I started thinking about this the other day because last night I was like, I'm really tired, and I think I'm still just jet lagged. But I was like, I haven't washed this Yeti in a hot second. Maybe there's some bacteria in there. I wash it like once every few days, but I'm like, it should probably be daily.
You should get on that daily.
I don't know how to get the straw clean. I put everything through the dishwasher eventually, because I feel like at least the heat bakes some of the bacteria away.
Yeah, or it's a playground for it to hang out.
It's great. It's
one way
the proving ground. Yeah. And make the best bacteria possible.
This is an old argument here. We don't need to have it.
Sure,
but
let's have it.
Before you brush your teeth, you turn on the water, you rinse your thing into there. Mm-hmm. This is one of those, like, do you stand to sit? Like, I do hot water, and Jen does cold water.
For the toothbrush?
Yeah. And this is a whole argument people will get into on the internet, because one half doesn't know how the other half lives, kind of thing. And she's like, but the hot water, why do you use hot water? I'm like, it kills the bacteria. She's like, no, the bacteria lives in the hot water. I'm like, I don't got time for this. Every day we're fucking breathing lead.
Yeah, that's true.
I got time for this.
I don't. That's not why I do it. I do it just because it softens up the toothpaste a little bit. That's the only reason why, and like gets it wet so it doesn't go in like dry into my mouth. But honestly, I don't think you even need it. I don't think D does that. D just puts it on and it just goes.
Yeah, D seems like a hard ass motherfucker.
D doesn't fuck around.
Yeah. She ain't got time for it.
Oh God.
What do you got for me? What you do? What you do on vacation?
No, nothing. She was wonderful on vacation, but
I knew that.
But I love showing her stuff.
Oh,
I'll just say this story because it's fun. I remember a few weeks back the Coldplay guys, the Coldplay concert,
yeah.
Right?
The moment.
So my wife, I barely see stuff on the internet that much, and this is my job, right? This is one of my shortcomings, but also kind of my superpower, is that I just think everything is always great. So I have to wait for Roger or Tim or you to show me what's going on.
Yeah.
So this story pops.
Yeah.
Dee does not subscribe to Apple News. I do, so I get to read some of the stuff on this, right?
I'm not sponsored by Apple News, but if you want to.
Hey, so I showed her this. I was like, do you know what's going on with this? And I show her the guy and the lady.
Lights will
and
guide.
if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, if you don't remember, whatever, there's this nice couple curling up, and then the guy realizes on the Jumbotron and he just fucking drops, right?
Yeah, she
and the lady's like, ha, and she's just there by herself, right? Kind of turns around. And I showed Dee this. I was like, what do you think of this? She goes, what a fucking wuss. And I was like, yeah, that's a fucking bullshit thing to like be like cheating on your spouse. She goes, I don't care about that. She goes, if you ever cheat on me and you leave a woman like that hanging, I will fucking never forgive you.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, babe.
Yeah.
I was like, I think you're missing the point as to why people are mad at this guy, but shit.
It's just,
that's
again,
my wife right there.
It's that thing where I know.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I love that D is built that way, and I love that I'm built my way, because I know I'm built different, because I get to say things I think are normal, and you all react and act crazy or whatever. But it's the same thing of like, all that fucking guy and that girl had to do was just not flip out. None of the other 30,000 people in that thing are looking at there and like they see them up there and like, I'm going to put this to the internet. It was when you flipped the fuck out and ran away and everybody's like, oh, he's cheating. They're cheating. Now we got him. We caught these fuckers.
Yeah.
Just power through. Make out.
But you don't have the presence of mind in that moment.
I do.
To do that. No, dude, if you're doing so, dude, I freak out if I'm going through the wrong boarding group at the airport.
I grab Jen and I'm like, just fucking act like you belong. We're fine. Because I'm always a 2. She's always like a 4.
Oh, that sucks. Well, she can go with you.
Yeah, one
of the 2s.
But Jen wants the Canadian all the time and over-explain. I'm like, don't over-explain.
On the trip back, I don't want to be highfalutin and toot my own horn. But
you went to Spain.
I did go to Spain. Yeah. It was wonderful. I'd love to talk about it later. Got boarding group 1, coming back from Jersey.
Yeah.
Which at first, and this is no disrespect to the East Coast, the Newark airport is horrible.
Stop.
Until I went to the new terminal at the Newark airport.
Thank you.
And I was like, holy I've flown through Newark 5-6 times, and every time I go, I'm like, this terminal sucks. This is the worst airport I've ever been through. There's no fucking fast food. They don't even have a McDonald's there. Thank God they have a Starbucks, which is like the bare fucking minimum you should have in an airport, right?
Yeah.
I fly into the new terminal. There's a Jersey Mike's.
Dude, the new terminal.
There's a beautiful Starbucks.
I was going to say.
Chocolate shop.
I've only known Newark, I would say, post-COVID, so the past 4 years or so of flying, where it's like, I will go out of my way to fly Newark. You know what I mean? I tell people now what to put me on. I say, put me in Newark. You know what I mean? That's a great fucking great
dude.
airport.
I mean,
know the United side, which must be the nice side.
Yeah. I flew into the United side. I guess I don't know what terminal I flew into, but it's the same with SFO. Or if you go out of one of the older terminals, you're like, why does this smell like carpet?
God, yeah.
And then you go to the new terminal that used to be the Virgin terminal, and you're like, this is God tier beautiful.
Yeah. Well, even Terminal 1's, that Harvey Milk Terminal is
They're,
really nice
they're
now,
redoing
too.
all of them now.
They
I
got the
think
Lego store. They got the Lego store in Terminal 1.
They flying back in. They have walled off
Terminal
the
3.
old
Trust me,
United.
I know it all.
Okay.
Terminal 3, yeah, they blew up the old, because they redid the first part, the E-gates. Oh, I know.
Which
the
are gorgeous
E-gates
now. It's
are
gorgeous.
gorgeous. Now they're blowing up, the F-gates.
They're
all
blowing
over
up.
there.
They need to blow out the area that's like the bun me area, like the big. They need to redo a little bit of that.
They need to redo it, but it's good food.
Well, the
You got
food's great.
proposition chicken there. You got the,
Do you fuck with bun me?
I do, but I'm more likely to go to the Mediterranean spot and get the falafel next
I fucked up the falafel on the way out.
good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I was kind of like, it happens daily, but I was really let down by Tim one time when we were flying somewhere. And I was like, let's go to the baseball restaurant. He's like, what baseball? I'm like, the baseball restaurant in our terminal. He's like, oh, there's no baseball. And we walked to the fucking restaurant. I'm like, look at all the baseball shit, idiot. How's it feel, moron? Go eat your burger in the toilet.
Bread in the
Go over there. You go over there.
You
didn't earn this. You didn't earn
You
this.
go over there.
Yeah.
God, we give him so
motherfucker.
much shit. We give him so much shit.
He deserves it, though. He works with us,
true.
you know?
It's true.
Let's see what else we got here in the super chats. Sergio doesn't have a question so much as a comment to say tuning in late, so I can only imagine what today's conversation was about. But I'm glad
pretty
Nick is
benign.
back. Balance feels restored.
Thank you. And thank you for all the well-wishers who tweeted at me, DM'd me, tried to find a way to communicate with me and tell me that the sky was falling here and that shit was being ordered.
Couldn't do without you.
That I did not agree
You
with.
love the shark.
I
Show
mean,
the megalodon. Look, he really ties the room together. I'm just saying, look how much space we got over there. I could get a few more. They got an inflatable Bluey. We could get that and put it back
Well,
there.
a lot of that space is so
Home Depot.
nothing hits the jib.
Home Depot. Oh, yeah, but inflatable Bluey's so small. The jib will never go down that.
I honestly, real talk, because it's obviously not something that we would keep around forever, I kind of do love the shark.
He's great.
There is a world where I often think about what would it be like to work for this company as opposed to be the person in charge of everyone's safety and all that stuff at this company. And there is an alternate world where, actually, I don't even have to remember that. It's like working at IGN, where shit would just come in. I'm like, yeah, that's great, that's awesome, because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck that I wouldn't have to give a fuck that the shark is blocking the one and only fire hydrant or fire extinguisher that's sitting in this room. The most important thing that's possible. I don't know why it's there, but if the fire breaks out and we can't get to that extinguisher, my person might die or at least get maimed. I don't have to care about that.
I love you so much, but I want you to know that, first off, until you said it right now, I didn't realize there was a fire extinguisher there, even though now I look, there's a fire extinguisher sign on the wall right there.
Yeah.
If this place caught fire,
We're all
everyone's running. You maybe would go for it. I wouldn't know where to go for the fire extinguisher. Not because of panic. Because I'll tell you once, a fire alarm went off at our house and we were outside and I fucking sprinted in, kitchen, grabbed the fire extinguisher, sprinted downstairs. Jen was so impressed that I was like that present of mind.
I mean,
I'm like, I'm fighting this fire.
The fire extinguisher.
Barrett just moved it away. We can see the fire extinguisher now. Good job, Barrett.
How much I love safety.
Barrett, do me a favor too. When you get back, slack from control to general. Very important, all caps bold. Fire extinguisher behind shark.
Please do. Thank you. It's an important reminder. This is how you want to see, because there's two Nicks.
Of course.
There's the Nick that loves making content with you.
This guy, fun Nick. I like him.
Where eventually we're going to talk about porn, right? We got there about 5 minutes in. And your porn habits
just
are
stop. I'll let you know.
Thing I've ever heard in my
Spotify,
life.
I'll let you know if I need to listen to anything else. All right.
I'm driving my son. So I love. There's the Nick that wants to watch the world burn. That's
Thank
fun.
you, Barrett.
But there's also the Nick that really, really gets into like, I love running this place. I like keeping everyone safe. I like making sure we're like. When it came to my attention after year one that we had to have the fire extinguishers checked, I was like, this is fucking awesome. And shout out to Bubba's fire extinguisher that comes through now and does it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
This is fucking cool, right? But we're pretty much friends at this point with the fire chief.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah,
Awesome guy.
I like Bill.
Love him.
Yeah.
Super cool guy. Loves coming by. Loves making sure everything's cool. Checks our exit signs, all that stuff. Tells us everything's copacetic and great. But Bill came in here one time and he was like, hey, all your extinguishers are great. Don't get me wrong. He goes like, but you guys should look into getting these specific types of extinguishers because you have a lot of electronics. Because a normal fire extinguisher puts out a patter that pretty much just fucking destroys everything.
Yeah.
And he goes, you guys should consider getting these special ones that are specifically for electronics. I forget what they're called. This starts with an H, like hydrogen, I don't know, whatever. And he goes, they're a little more expensive, but and I was like, stop. We're getting these. I have to have them.
Yeah.
And they're bigger and they hang lower. And I'm like, it's like an upgrade in Dune where I'm like, now I have the medium storage capacity. I just feel fucking cool about it. So we have a couple of those. We have one there and then one on the other side for the control room, just in case. And then, of course, an abundance of extinguishers everywhere because why not? Safety first. Yeah,
Cool.
there's one back behind there too.
Really?
Yeah, just in case you didn't know.
I mean, it's like, you know how it is. Like
we'll do our OSHA safety at some point.
Yeah, we should do a walkthrough probably. Because
I did tell everyone, and I sent pictures out on
I know
Slack
I'm not. It's just a lot of things happen here, and there's a lot going on.
No,
you know what I mean?
but here's the thing. That's not your job here.
Yeah,
your job here is not to know where the fire extinguishers are.
I start the fires.
Right. You start the fires. I'll put the fires out, and Tim's job here is to complain about that silently off camera to both of us.
How often do you just wish you could be a fly on the wall with him just downloading all this information to Gia? And then Nick, he said this, and then Greg said this, and then now I got to write this apology. I got to go meet the CEO tomorrow and say I'm sorry.
I've pushed beyond that at this point.
Oh, you planted bugs in the room?
No. I just don't care.
Oh, okay.
I just don't care because
I mean, for my entertainment.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like that's my thing is like with anything we do, I don't think we really cross too many lines here. And so when we're giving Tim shit, it comes out of love, of course. Just like we're giving anyone else shit, it comes out of love for sure. Yeah. So if he wants to sit there and complain to Gia about me on a Sunday night at 8:35 in there, I'm just fucking.
No, then I'm listening.
I'll just be listening at the window with the mariachi band. 2 super chats before we get out of here, so Mike can stream some Borderlands. Kyle LaBouffe says, "Today I learned not a good day to have the podcast on regular speakers instead of headphones in my office." LMAO, because we were talking about the porn stuff before. Yeah, you're lucky we didn't talk about September 11th. I thought that's what all this was going to be. Today. I thought you had when I woke up today and I saw your text.
Yeah. Oh, that I needed you. That we're going to do the show one.
And I was we're going to talk about September 11th.
Nah, I mean it's a sad day. Hard to believe it's 24 years. That's the crazy part of it.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Outrageous. And then Yang Fam super chats and says, the company can't close until Greg dies and haunts me, or I die and have Greg in my will. Remember, of course, if you are aware of this from The Conjuring, I'm going to haunt some people. Even if the company closes, I'll still haunt you. I think that's actually more interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's way more interesting if you're like, randomly, in the middle of the night, the fucking statue moved around, and then it's like 3 months later, like, wait, was that Greg? And you Google it, and it turned out I died 4 months ago. That'd be awesome. That's what I think.
Can we still call this the September 11th episode, or is that in poor taste?
Oh, for the title, yeah, it's poor taste.
Okay.
This is back to my thing where it's like so many people, well, what's Greg gonna do on September 11th? It's like nothing. Like I don't.
Still a day.
It's like when
we make jokes about it every once in a while.
But I push back against that still, because like you said that on when we were like boiling down in review, because I really do think it's an in review thing more than anything.
Probably.
But like you said, we make jokes, and I go, and you go references. I reference 9/11 too much. Because it's just seared into my brain. It's one of those fucking things. We watch a disaster movie, that's what I think of. But I'm never mocking September 11th.
Fair.
That's my one knock. And I think that's why I get away with it. Where people aren't like offended that Greg brings up 9/11 so much. Because I'm not bringing up 9/11 in LA like, oh, it was phony. I don't know how you make, fun of 9/11.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just like, I don't fucking think about 9/11 when stuff happens.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Fair. Listen, you're right. I'm thinking back through all the times you've referenced it.
Yeah.
Sure, you laughed.
Well, it's
hard.
But again, in the chat knows it. I'm laughing because why am I referencing 9/11 in the Garfield movie?
That's the joke.
Oh, the fucking Super Mario. Oh, that was the Oklahoma City bombing. But you understand what I'm striving at, everybody.
That's the one you get into a lot.
No. I'm just saying specifically in the fucking Super Mario movie when it opens and Bowser melts the penguin's castle. Looks a lot like the Oklahoma City bomb. I'm just saying.
Okay, fair.
I'm not making fun of it. Making reference to it.
This is a good one.
This was a great one. Ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, this has been another episode of the Kind of Funny podcast. Who will Tim have to apologize to? We'll find out. If you enjoyed it, of course, I have no apologies for you. Head over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, Apple and Spotify to pick up your Kind of Funny membership to get all of our episodes ad-free. Of course, get your daily dose of me and get good karma for supporting an 11-person small business that's still ticking 10 years later. Maybe 10 years after that. Maybe 10 years after that. We'll see. Or maybe we close down tomorrow. You ever do that with the kids out there, by the way?
What's that?
I always, Roger would be like, oh man, great day at work. I'm like, yeah, sad. We're going to have to close it up before the end of the year. I like to threaten layoffs a lot. Just pepper them out there.
That's fun for
everyone.
What
you got, Barrett?
Just shaking my head at you.
Just shaking your head in disgust?
No.
Yeah.
You like it, though. You like it.
No.
It's spicy.
Keep it spicy with the relationship with the managers and employees.
It's fun for people to be able to lose sleep at night.
What's
terrified of their job.
Of course, no bucks tossed our way, no big deal. Like, subscribe, share, and of course, remember, we're live, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, podcast services around the globe. Our programming day is not over. Mike's going to stream some Borderlands 4 for you right now. But until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Show the shark.